Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Enough to Keep Going, excuse me, E2KGn30, episode 28. Um, it's our weekly newscast where we try to get out in 30 minutes and usually unsuccessfully. But we don't do just the biggest news items. We do the news items that are most interesting to us. So tonight I am joined by Osiris Prime. How are you?
Good. Sorry, I did the double five there at the beginning.
we
That's
had
our
a
countdown.
we had an interesting countdown. But
I was testing you. That was all.
well, I didn't actually turn my camera on either, so we're off to a poor start.
That's fine.
But each of us has selected 3 stories for the evening. And unless you have anything you want to pitch before we start, I think we can just jump right in.
Nope. Other than it's Luigi night here for me. Got my
Luigi night. I couldn't tell that the character in the middle was Luigi.
Yeah, that's my little light up Luigi.
No, it's
probably even worse.
Yeah.
That's all right.
All right. So first story tonight. I think this news hit today. I got it from GameStop, but it's GameSpot, but it's it's pretty much all over the web because it's a big deal. Rockstar Games has announced that Red Dead Redemption 2 will launch on the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 on October 26th, 2018, which is a delay. I think initially they kind of targeted end of 2017, early 2018 as the launch date. But according to Rockstar, as this article notes, the new delay affords the studio extra time to improve the game. We are excited to announce that Red Dead Redemption 2 will be launched on October 26, 2018. We apologize to everyone disappointed by this delay. While we had hoped to have the game out sooner, we require a little extra time for polish. And I always take I think I saw a quote, the Miyamoto approach, which is a delayed game can be good some of the time, but a rushed game will be good none of the time. So, I'm not that terribly concerned. And this is a major release. I see a lot of memes talking about Rockstar. They've been pretty much leaning on Grand Theft Auto 5 for so long now. This is like one of their first it's not a new IP, but major releases in years, and the trailers look pretty awesome, and I just want them to do the best that they can with the work, so I'm not gonna cry over this one.
No, it's they delayed it at least I think one other time, maybe two, and
Yeah.
they never really gave like exact date. It was always kind of like a month or season. So, and they've done that before with other games. That's all. I don't think it's really a huge deal.
Were you did you ever play the first one? That's another one on that I would need to go back and revisit because I've never played Red Dead Redemption.
I did, yeah. I played probably the first third of it, maybe, if even that. I was pretty early on in the game, but I like what I was playing. This is back on 360, so I had tons of games that I was getting, and I just kind of just fell back in my backlog. Might be a good one to throw on our playlists,
right?
When we have to check one time maybe.
Do you think that Red Dead Redemption 2 is worthy of the hype? I mean, from your experience with the game and what you know of Rockstar's skill set, are you excited about it?
Yeah, I was actually looking forward to it. Yeah, what I played of it, the original one was, I really liked. I mean, the game, even on 360, was gorgeous. I don't know if it's backwards compatible on the one or not, but I have to check that out. But even on the 360, it was a gorgeous looking game. There was a lot to do, even though obviously you're in the West and there's just like barren wasteland, but still you can like hunt, and there's people that need help and stuff like that, kind of almost like a Skyrim type of thing. So yeah, I was really looking forward to it, and I think they had an online portion for the original Red Dead Redemption, if I remember correctly. I don't remember if I ever played it though. Probably not, since I can't remember. So,
well, this article actually touches on that. So they haven't officially announced like an online mode, but the CEO of the Take-Two, the parent company of Rockstar, has said that you should expect, quote, recurrent consumer spending elements to be included if in part of the games of their games moving forward. And considering that Grand Theft Auto 5 came out how many years ago and is still selling in the top 10 because they just have so much renewed content, it'd be quite frankly surprising if they did not pursue that with Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, I think it's been like 5 or 6 years, maybe, or so.
Yeah, I want to say 2013, but I am not.
That's what,
I probably should Google it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I can check that.
So October 26th, 2018. So we actually have an official date, and it's what, for whatever reason, it struck me as past year, it was October 27th. We had a bunch of major releases on that day, and this is falling right in the same window. So it's probably looking good for a holiday, the holiday season. We have a second story dealing with a game delay that you found, Prime.
Yes, it's a delay-heavy first part of this podcast here tonight. But yeah, so Anthem, well, let me get to the right article here, from EA, from the makers of Mass Effect, the original Mass Effect trilogy, BioWare, has been officially delayed until 2019. I know there was a bunch of rumors this past week, maybe even a couple weeks, that there was leaks supposedly and rumors that it was going to be delayed till next year. It looks like it's come to pass. So during their Q3 earnings call, let's see if it says who exactly. It's probably the CFO because that's who they're talking to. Blake Jorgensen was speaking to about their earnings and everything like that for the past year and quarter, and he dropped that that they're going to delay Anthem, but that this year, sometime in the fall, that they're going to release a new Battlefield, which I predicted the Anthem delay because even in E3, I know they might have. I don't even remember them actually even saying that it was going to come out this year or the fall or anything like that. But I guess people said that they were, and there's been articles saying that they had a fall 2018, potentially fall 2018 release date or release window. But I just couldn't see it. I mean, it was the first time they were showing it, and I mean, EA is not that kind of company that does the Bethesda thing where they kind of show something and then 6 months to a year later, or maybe even a year and a half later, that it comes out. So it was pretty early on. It looked gorgeous and everything, but they just showed a little snippet of the game, so I pretty much figured that they were going to release it. And then something interesting here in this article, he was actually talking with the Wall Street Journal, and he was saying that it's not delayed because of any problems, with the game itself, or any kind of development issues, scheduling. They did want release the new Battlefield game, and that where is it here? I'm trying to look for it. That since it's a new IP, and I'm paraphrasing here, he didn't say this exactly. I'm trying to look for it here, but because it's a new IP, they want to give it room to breathe, and they don't want to release it during the fall, winter season, obviously, where that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, that I saw that in there, and I thought that was a curious way to phrase it. It felt like, trying to find the silver lining more than anything, because, they're saying, oh, well, we're releasing a new Battlefield in October. We don't want to crowd it. And it's like, wouldn't you rather have a brand new intellectual property launching in the holiday, window, rather than whatever number Battlefield we already have? I mean, I would think that you could probably push, get some more excitement for the game if it's fresh. But then again, I think we heard maybe last week, Call of Duty, was one of the hottest selling titles last fall, and it's obviously not a a unique IP anymore. It's every year or so we get one. So I don't know. Maybe it's like you said, and they're just they're just kind of taking a rosy outlook, but it was just a matter of they weren't going to be able to finish for the fall. So
Yeah, I mean, from in all intents and purposes, it kind of looks like it's potentially Destiny esque kind of a game where you can you know group up together with people, and then there's other just random people all around or whatever. So it's not official that that's how it's going to be, but it kind of seemed that way. Um, and my thing is too with him saying that is maybe they learned from Titanfall, which well, the first one was released actually in the beginning of the year, and it did fairly well. But then the second one they released in the fall, in between, I think it was Battlefield and Call of Duty, um, and it didn't do as well as expected, obviously. So I wonder if they were kind of learning from that, and I just wish they would have learned sooner and had not have butchered Titanfall 2's outlook. So, but I think they're still going to make a Titanfall 3, so I guess it was good enough to keep going with sequels. So we'll have to see how that goes and how Anthem's going to go. And they didn't say what the Battlefield was exactly, so we were kind of speculating that back and forth. Me and DB, I think it was yesterday, maybe the day before, and what it might be. And I threw out there maybe it's Bad Company 3, possibly. I know a lot of people have been wanting that. Could be another Hardline, maybe Hardline 2, or maybe it's just something completely different. It's probably not going to be a mainline Battlefield, most likely. I mean, they've kind of flipped back and forth between the numbered battlefields, and then kind of the offshoots like Hardline and brother. I'm gonna keep wanting to say Brothers in Arms, Bad
Bad
Company.
Company.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I take the pessimist view that they were shooting for the fall and got it delayed, but you're probably right that looking at Titanfall, it just makes sense. Let people feast on the holiday stuff, and then when they're starting to itch for a little bit something new, you have this shiny new toy coming down the pike. So,
yep.
All right, our next article. I think this news must have hit yesterday. I got this from GameSpot as well. Nintendo Switch paid online service launching in September. So release date heavy start to the show. So this is the first time I think we've actually gotten a launch window for the service. Well, no, I guess they said 2018, but that's a big time. So,
yeah.
So September of 2018. They confirmed during their earnings call. So if you have a Switch, as you know, right now it's free to play online, which is great. And it was probably one of the factors that led me to a PS3 rather than an Xbox 360 back in the day. And so I've been enjoying the free online play and kind of not looking forward to having to buy like multiple online accounts because I have multiple people that play online in my family. But the good news is it looks like Nintendo will be using lower price points than Xbox Live and PlayStation Plus. So you got 1 month memberships for $4. I know for PS Plus that's going to be 10. 3 months for 8. I think on PS Plus that's 15. I want to say, and a year for $20 as opposed to 60. And I believe that's probably about the same for Xbox Live, right?
Yeah. Yep.
But the article notes they didn't mention anything about the pricing during this particular announcement, so we don't know if those are still going to be accurate. I hope they are, and I hope they kind of are acknowledging the fact that, hey, it costs us money for this infrastructure, and it's a way to earn some profit too, I guess. But we also don't just want to follow the lead of everyone, and we want to make it accessible. So, for me, I can definitely see myself grabbing it. The other concern, though, is at that lower price point, it might also justify lower feature set. So a reduced feature set. So they said it will include like online gameplay, online lobby, voice chat via the smartphone app, and you get some eShop stuff. So we'll see how it goes. I fully anticipate that Prime will be a member of Nintendo Online. It's got some Rocket League
Oh yeah.
to attend to. Um, so we'll see. I think it's a matter. I don't think really anybody's faulting them for doing it. It's just going to be a matter of will they succeed.
Yeah, it's I was reading today how they still on their website for the online portion they still have everything set in place as far as this pricing and what it entails. Obviously, you can play online. You can you'll get discounts on the eShop stuff. There's voice chat, which you can kind of do through the smartphone app right now. With I think only Splatoon right now where it works with, and obviously I'm assuming that would be with most online games going forward after this is implemented. But and then the other big thing was the well, they didn't call it virtual console, but you'd get access to past games, which in this case though they would be a little bit upgraded, and you can do potentially like multiplayer stuff, maybe where a game didn't have multiplayer, either local or online.
Hmm.
So we'll see if that's still going to be the case, or we still haven't heard anything about their virtual console or whatever they're going to call it on on the Switch or Switch Online. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I mean, the pricing is good. I mean, it's what half,
Yeah,
less than half than PS Plus and Xbox Live. So we'll see how what they can come up with.
I keep thinking it's going to be launching in conjunction with some sort of online game. So kind of hoping that E3 will reveal either like Pokemon or Super Smash Brothers uh, to kind of coincide with it and really push the sales because by then, yeah, Rocket League, you got Splatoon 2. Um, but is there any games really driving subscriptions? Those would have been out for, I guess, by September they'd both be out for like a year
Yeah,
at that point. So
yeah. Hopefully, if they do announce like a Smash, hopefully it's a new one, not just like a redo of the Wii U version. So we'll
yeah,
see. Maybe a Pokemon MMO or something.
that'd be like Monster Hunter World or something crazy, but with Pokemon.
Yeah.
Um, we shall see. I'm kind of already looking forward to E3. Kind of itching for news like that. But
Yeah.
all right, next article. We have Call of Duty,
Yep.
and
Speaking of which,
yep,
yeah. So this is so I'm trying to get into a little more positive news stories here instead of the doom and gloom like I used to do. I still want to throw my court cases in there every once in a while, though, if I could find them. But this one is about the Call of Duty endowment program that Activision does, and what this is they help veterans find work basically after they're done with their tour of duty, so to speak. So that's been going on in the U.S. now for I'm not even sure. I don't think it even says here in this article, but it's been for quite a while now. Uh, but now they're going to start doing it in the UK also, and this was originally founded by Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick, and he is going to select a couple of charities here in the UK. The RFEA, which is the Forces Employment Charity, and Walking with the Wounded are the first couple charities that this is going to benefit. So I'm trying to find out, give like an exact amount. I don't think, or not exact amount, but like percentage of how much of these things go to.
I'm not sure the article had a percentage, but it does
Yeah,
say that they have donated $2 million to the endowment so far.
yeah, in the past, and basically. The program receives funding basically from all the in-game purchases from the various Call of Duties. So, like obviously this one, World War II, they have a bravery pack, which is released on all platforms. Well, I guess PC, just the three: PC, PS4, and Xbox. And so that some of those, well, I don't know if it's some or if it's the whole thing. Of those proceeds go to this charity. So I thought that was pretty cool. It's not just a U.S. thing now. They're expanding the charities and the countries that they're gonna to give to. So I thought that's just a really cool. Everybody's always dogging Call of Duty, and Activision and stuff. But this is a pretty good deal they do. So just wanted to throw that out there.
No, it's nice. It's nice to be able to like chip in via, that gaming interface. You go to a lot of times you go to the store and they'll ask if you want to pitch $1 in or something, when you're checking out. So, yeah, it's a good thing. It does mention that it's actually all proceeds for the Bravery Pack will go towards endowment programs. So
cool. Yeah, and I think there's probably different packs you can buy. So this one is probably why they do all the proceeds for that one.
All right. So going from a heartwarming story to a story about the cesspool of internet rage. You have one on Ubisoft and Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah, so this was kind of a follow up to Agassicles' story last week. I believe this was his last story, and this is going to be my last story for tonight. So Ubisoft was going to increase the price for Rainbow Six Siege. So they basically had a couple different tiers that you can do. They had a cheap one, which was $15, which is a starter edition, which you can only get on the PC, which is just the base game and a couple of the characters. And this is one thing I didn't realize of this is, when you buy the game, you only get a few characters, and you just kind of unlock them as you go. And obviously, you can unlock them in the game, and you can also pay for it. But the starter edition was, like I said, $15, base game, couple of characters or classes that you can get. And then there was a $40 standard edition, which is also on the PC, but you can also get that on the consoles, which had a little bit more content in it, some more DLC and stuff like that. But what they were going to do was replace it with a $60 advanced edition, which included a bunch of cosmetic stuff, a bunch of operatives, characters, and some in-game currency. Well, as you mentioned, the internet didn't like that. So from all the feedback that they got, or otherwise internet moaning and crying, Ubisoft decided to not do the $60 advanced edition, and they're just going to keep the starter edition and the what was the other one called, the standard editions. So they listened. I mean, that's a good thing, I guess. So I mean, it was just kind of weird. Like, hey, this is a 2-year-old, 3-year-old game. Right here.
I'm not even sure.
I thought they said in the article, but I don't see it right now. But and they're going to increase the price for it. I mean, granted, yeah, they're going to give you a bunch of stuff, but I mean, still, it's a pretty old game. But,
yeah, December 1st, 2015.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, almost 2.5. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what they were thinking. So, but yeah, I mean, at least they they went back and they heard all the feedback from the fans, and they decided all right, this is not gonna work. So we're just gonna keep it as is. So, I mean,
it's a little odd. I mean, like you said, at this point, usually games come out with all the DLC bundled in at a lower price point, and they put it out as a higher price point. So, but you know what? It like on the flip side, it's a 2-year-old game, and if you don't already have it, like the internet rage was like, I'm not going to be able to get my friends to play.
Yeah,
it's like, it doesn't. At this point, man, just whatever. It doesn't. I think the rage is a little misplaced. I think there are more grievous cash grabs by gaming corporations, but on the other hand, it just is kind of a pathetic turn from Ubisoft because it's like, I don't know, it's desperate. It reeks of desperation. It's like, man, they're not buying our stuff, our content. We'll just force them to buy it and call it the advanced edition.
Yeah, I don't know why they just didn't release the $40, along with the other two, or the $60 with the other two. But I don't.
Yeah,
That's what the decision was, and
But
backfired.
yeah, it's an interesting time.
Oh yeah, yeah. So we're gonna round out the night here with another release date. It looks like.
Yep. Yeah, man. I keep thinking like we had a lot of these articles today.
That's all right.
There wasn't a lot of news that we're just forward looking this week. We're
Yes.
very excited about the future. Um, so I got this from Eurogamer. Total War: Thrones of Britannia gets April release date. Um, and it's been a long time since I played a Total War game. I think I enjoyed the little bit of time that I played with it. I mean, I'm talking back like Rome, Total War Rome. So it's been a really long time.
This
But
RTS
um,
or turn based or not even?
it's yes. So there's
Yes and yes.
so you have like turns where you kind of have like the meta campaign. You move your armies around the map and yada yada, and then it will also let you go into more like a real time battle mode. So you go into the battlefield and you have your army and you can move your units around and have that like tactical level as well. Um,
Nice.
But what was interesting about this and what caught my eye, I mean, I saw the headline as like, oh, okay, they're coming out with a new Total War game. What caught my eye was that it was only £30. So I guess it's not full price. I don't know exactly what that would be in US dollars. Um, but so I was like, oh, why is it kind of not a AAA level pricing? And it's because they're calling them like the smaller quote saga titles. It's the first of these saga titles, so they're kind of compressing the campaign into a tighter era, I would say. So this one is set in 878 AD, and the map is just like England, Wales, Scotland, Ireland. Just right there, dealing with the climate, the political climate of that time with the Anglo-Saxons and the Vikings. So it sounds pretty cool, and I like that. You know, they're just leveraging a current engine and saying, "Look, it almost is a maybe it's not fair to say that it's a glorified mod." I watched some of the video, and there's a story mode and everything, but it appeals to me to be able to have something a little bit smaller scale that I can pick up at a lower price point, because I don't know, if I have the time to invest in like a full, Total War experience. And when you have to compete with a lot of other games, it's nice to have these mid-level games kind of thrown in. I just pre-ordered Shadow of the Colossus. It's a $40 game, and it's like, you know what? It's nice to not have like the budget level, to start finding games between budget level and AAA max level. So that was what piqued my interest about this.
Yeah, those are kind of dying off a little bit. Kind of last generation and coming into this generation. So it is nice to see those kind of mid level price games, and it's about $42
Okay.
US.
All right, so that would be and I never mentioned the release date. It's 19th of April. So it's not too far away. And so I guess you can check that out. But yeah, I'm hoping that companies start to see that as fertile ground rather than like, man, we just need to release a $60 game and then get them to keep spending money on virtual items. But we'll see. All right, we don't have any same day breaking news tonight, so we actually made it in under 30 minutes, which is probably a first for us, even though this is episode 28. So do you have anything to add, Prime, before we sign off?
Nope, nothing else. Just come back on Tuesday for our Enough to Keep Going mainline podcast where we'll do. I think we're doing the playlists this coming week. I
No,
believe.
that was
Oh, that
last.
this last week.
Yeah, you
Oh, that's right.
guys.
That was
Well,
one I missed.
you didn't select it for me. You chose The Witcher, but
I
DB
saw.
and Agasicles got God of War for me. So
Yeah, I watched that. I was watching that the episode the other day, and I picked the one you wanted, but I was outvoted this time.
oh well. I didn't put a racing game in there because we automatically would know that's how Agasicles would skew. But
That's right.
all right, so yeah, that was this past Tuesday. So next week we will have a topic. I don't know who's hosting. I don't know who's going to be on, and we probably need to figure out what we're going to talk about. But it's going to be just your water cooler gamer discussion on something we're into about our hobby or something that frustrates us about our hobby. Stay tuned. All right, so for Prime, I am Swiss Guard, and we will leave you now at 31 minutes, so we still failed to get out in under 30 minutes.
That's right.
Have a good night. Stay safe, stay warm, don't get sick.
That's kind of tough right now.
Yeah, it's difficult this year. Stay healthy. Good night.